and you are officially in my house, hosted by T. Carlita.
Dysfunction, people's eye, trouble.
All right. On today's show, our in-studio guest is DJ Disc Detroit. And today's playlist comes from Germany, the UK, Los Angeles, and most definitely Detroit. This week's Techno Talk segment is featuring Robert Hood. Some of y'all in the industry know who that is, and most of y'all don't, but you're going to find out and you're going to hear from him in a video clip that I discovered while searching the internet like I do so well. You just heard what we call Upon Ourselves by Argy featuring Bajka from Berlin, Germany. And also after that was Journey to the Sun by the Sunburst Band from the UK. Right now you're listening to Manuel Tur Remix by Tomokie Nono from the UK. Right behind that, you're going to hear a new song called Try by a group called Whyt Noyz out of the UK. And then you're going to hear a little bit from Nomadico out of LA, who's on the Underground Resistance label, and the track is, they give numbers and codes with they things. Mike Banks was here when I first started, and he explained the number system. And he's a URO91, and you're going to hear track 4. And then you're going to hear from DJ Disc. Right now, enjoy the music. Manuel Tur Remix by Tomokie Nono.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
You got some stuff.
Coming up. That looked like somebody named DJ Disc Detroit. I think that's who that is. Let me see if that's.
Could he be the ambassador for Deep House
I don't know.
for Detroit?
I don't know. What you think?
I think so.
Let's see. Oh, shoot.
Look at that.
That's that dude I know.
Wow.
DJ Disc.
Hello, Detroit.
Hello, Detroit. What's up, man?
Thank you, Tina, for having me.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
This is an honor. Last time I was here, wow, I did the Cool Cat Lounge.
What the heck is the Cool Cat Lounge? What is that called?
It was a show that was here, but let's move on.
Oh, okay.
But it was a cool show, though.
All right. Well, you brought it up. I wasn't going to mention it. So, really, okay, now we're talking about the Cool Cat Lounge. That sounds like you was DJing back in the day.
No,
huh?
it was kind of based on what you're doing now, but they did more than just music.
Oh, okay. So, look, how long have you really been DJing? You look kind of young, so, like, how long you been DJing?
I really don't know. Maybe
95 years? 32 and a half.
I had to say since the 90s.
Okay. So when you started, what kind of DJing were you doing?
I was doing traditional top 40, hip-hop, R&B.
Okay.
But I always had a love for deep house.
Okay.
And what I was doing secretly, and my partners didn't know, I was building my own collection of tracks.
Okay.
And I used to go down to the record shops I would go to was on Record Time when they were on Gratiot and 10 Mile. Mm-hmm. And one of the first guys that sold me my vinyl was Mike Huckabee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Jeff Woodward's also, but he was at a record shop on the west side. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of that shop, but it was right there on 7 Mile. 7 Mile, I think Myers might have been.
Was that Kendrick's, maybe?
No, not Kendrick's.
Oh, that's on Wyoming, I think, right?
It might be. I'm not for sure.
Okay, I'm not for sure either.
But those guys sold me my first vinyl, and I just been building up and building up. And after that, I had landed this gig spinning records for the male dancers at the old UBQ Lounge.
Oh, Lord.
And it caught fire. I lost all my vinyl, and I never looked back ever since then.
Okay.
And I ran into a guy named Jerry the Cat. Mm-hmm. And he heard one of my mixes and invited me to do a set at the Velvet Room in Windsor, Ontario.
Okay.
And my career as electronic DJ artist started.
Okay, wow. That's a good story there. That's what this whole show is about. Mm-hmm. I call it In My House because, like, you coming up in my crib because my kids always say, Mom, you always playing that wild music, that loud techno music in your house. I'm like, right. Oh, good name for a show, In My House. And it's basically where the true stories are told and great music is played. And I like for you all to come in my house and tell your stories. That's what the whole basis of this thing is. So you and I, we've been talking about this show. Actually, I met you in 2012.
Right.
At Stump the House Party. D. Jones, that's my Central Trailblazer sister there. And you were doing your thing, and you gave me this shirt, and
yes,
I've been wearing it.
I remember that.
You remember it well, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So, tell me, I know you've done a lot of things, and we'd start talking, like I said, on Facebook about the show before the show even started.
Right.
And we had this deep conversation on Facebook, talking in the message box.
Right.
About somebody that I never had an opportunity to meet, but have always been a fan of his work, and that's the late Aaron Carl.
Yeah.
And I know that because I asked you, I said, well, where's warmth at now? What's going on with it? But we won't go into that. But just tell me, what was your relationship with him? Just kind of tell us what kind of guy he was. I'm gonna be
honest. I didn't know him all that well. I was really getting to know him.
Oh.
Right before I got chosen, and it just floors me that I got picked to be a Warmth brother.
Okay.
You know, because he really took his time and handpicked all the artists.
Okay.
And he did it around the world because we international also.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got the call, we want you to join the Brotherhood, and you know, so it was a lot of more detailed info for that went along with the whole conversation. And I'm like, wait a minute, you talking about Warmth? Because it's also known as Warmth 313.
Exactly.
And I say, Aaron Carl, I say, are you serious? Me? And I guess, you know, what they told me, basically, you've been doing a lot of promoting, a lot of supporting. You've been putting down a lot of work. And this is the actual words. You're one of the most underrated DJs out there. Mm. And this is our way to show, hey, we love what you've been doing. You putting other cats on. You know, it's an unselfish act that you've been doing. And we just want you are the kind of person that we want to represent because you represent Detroit to the fullest. This is how it was said to me. Wow. And a few weeks after that, he died. Mm. And I'm like, wow, man, so what am I supposed to do now? You know? So I've been direct contact with Mel Winder, who is in control of Warmth. Okay. But right now, Warmth is in dormancy right now, I guess. You know, there's some in-house things that's going on. But we're coming back strong. Okay. You know, but all the individual artists in Warmth are still doing their thing. Okay. And as well as myself. So when I'm doing things, I know my company's called Detroit D Sessions, but I'm also doing it for Warmth. I'm also a part of Strange Love Productions, the 313 family, Burst Radio, WHFR. My list goes on and on. And so when I'm doing something, I'm doing in affiliation and love, representing all of that combined together.
Right. So let's talk about vinyl. Okay. Now, I had a guest on here a couple of weeks ago, Gary Romalis. You know Brother Gary Romalis?
Yes.
Okay. So we talked about his love for vinyl. And I know you have a love for vinyl because your shirt says this, you know.
There you go. Vinyl rules.
Yes, definitely. And you were talking before we went live about vinyl pressing and things like that. Kind of tell the people, like I said, where the true stories are told. Can you talk about that vinyl press process that you were speaking to off camera?
Yes. Today's average ear don't know the difference. Okay. Between let me give you a good example. I was spinning a underground layer one night, and I was spinning. I was using my tractor system. For those who may not know, it's a digital setup where you can spin digital MP3, MP4s, things like that. But the way I set up, I have the turntables in the time-coded vinyl. But if you flip up a switch, you can also use live vinyl. Okay. So I was spinning regular vinyl, and this lady came up. She said, "It's something different about your sound. 1 minute it sounded this, and then it sounded like that." And then she looked down. She said, "Oh my God, you using real vinyl?" And I said, "You was able to detect the difference?" She said, "Well, yeah, I can, but a lot of these kids, they don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't know the difference. But I can tell you were switching back and forth." Okay. You know, and, you know, so you have to have a really good ear to detect that. And the difference is, like, with these CDs and MP3, MP4, the difference from that digital and the live vinyl, which is analog, it's a compressed sound. The CD, and, you know, it's a compressed sound. It sounds really good, but it's a lot of elements that's being missed out of that. And only the well-trained ear can detect that. Okay. And that's really it gets more deeper than that, but that's where it really comes in. So when, you know, an artist is out there, a DJ is out there playing that vinyl, it's just something special about it. It really is, you know. And when I'm spinning, something that I like to do. A lot of DJs may not admit to it, but when I'm blending and mixing whatever, sometimes I like to do what we call in the industry a little train wrecking, but not to the point where, you know, the EMS need to come out. But just let them know, hey, I'm doing this live, you know.
Right.
I'm not hitting the sync button and all that.
You do that intentionally.
I do it intentionally just to show you that I got the skills where I can go off and balance a little bit, but bring it back, you know.
Oh, yes. Some of them train wrecks, somebody used to bump the table and throw your records off, and you got to catch them before they fly off.
Right.
That's what you do intentionally, just so they know that you're playing vinyl.
Yeah, so they know, I'm doing it live out there, because there's a lot of artists that do, you know, have control panels and things like that kind of do the work for them, but you still got to have skills even to run that.
Right. So let's talk about this deep house movement. Now, you a deep guy.
Yeah, I love deep house.
And see, there's the thing. Deep house. Like, what in the heck does deep house really mean for the untrained person that might be listening? Because we know now Detroit, and I wish I had Aaron Carl queued up, because we are revolutionizing a movement between techno and house.
Yes.
So is that where the deep falls in between the techno and house?
Well, it is. It's the margin is really, really thin. It's really small. Deep house is really. A lot of people, you get people, well, I don't like the house and I don't like this, and I said, you got to.
Right.
Don't contradict yourself, because if I ask you the next question, I know you're gonna say yes. Well, what's that? Well, you like R&B, don't you? Well, yeah. I said, well, you gotta love deep house because it's soulful.
Right.
It's from the heart, you know. And the difference is it puts a more that 4/4 beat major in there.
Okay.
And it gets you up. And it excites you and it gets you up to move your body. A lot of my mix CDs my clients are women, and they all tell me the same thing. When I'm listening to your music, I like to clean the house. I know
that's what I used to call it.
Clean the house music. They put the deep house on. The other day I was dropping off one of my patients. During the day I drive a medical van.
Okay.
And I was dropping off a patient. And the nurse, she came up, she said, I was listening to your CD last night, Soulful Lady, which happened to be the best CD I done put out.
Okay.
And I get a lot of requests about it. But she was saying I played Soulful Lady, and, man, we had a good time. People have parties off Soulful Lady. So, but...
we got to play Soulful Lady on the show one day. So
that's what deep house really is.
Yeah.
You got to really listen to it, and speaks to you, to different people in many different ways. You know, they get to reminisce off of it, because you can hear remixes of famous tracks that you love. Mm-hmm. And there could be a remix of like one of the tracks that you like, In My House.
Yes.
Mary Jane, Girls.
Yeah.
Or it can be Elton John cut that someone has taken and remixed it into a deep house form. You can do deep house. There's no limit.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Thank you for that education moment there on the deep house movement. I always want to know what that was all about. Thank you. And I knew you'd be the one to tell me.
Oh, I'll tell you.
I know. So I know you do things at you have a radio. You have a couple of radio shows.
Blend FM DJs. That's kind of like a new podcast that we do. Okay. And it's syndicated. We're getting the syndication going for that right now. But that's basically being ran by True Smoke, D-Sessions, and Jeffrey Woodward. Okay. So where can people see you play, or how can they hear you? As a matter of fact, WHFR FM 89.3. Yes. Tomorrow, and also I do trance music too. Tomorrow there we have, it's called Intoxicating Trance. And that's from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. in the morning. Oh, the host is bound. Late night. Yeah, okay. So it'd be myself, Cash for Gold, and a DJ named Slipback.
Okay, and I know we had DJ Lena on here a few weeks back too, and you and her work real well together. She represented her shirt too.
Yeah,
and
Lena. Lena, she is deep.
Yeah, man.
There's some hot things coming up with her that I can't mention right now because it's not being final.
You can't. I already know.
Nothing's being confirmed. Yeah. But all I'm saying, this time next year, you're going to be paying $50-$60
to see Lena
her play.
Yes,
that's
Lord.
All I got to say. And I'm just so proud of her. I'm proud of all the D session artists because everybody got their own little individual thing coming, doing what they doing, projects, recordings, and things like that. But, they can check me out tomorrow. You can get on Facebook. We have a Facebook page for WHFR. If you can't do that, turn it into 89.3 FM. And the show starts at 9 o'clock. If you can't catch that, tomorrow night after I leave that, I have a 4 o'clock slot to be at Paycheck's Lounge.
Just find him on Facebook.
Yeah, just find him on Facebook. Everything posted.
Give him your Facebook name because they can't find you with DJ Disc.
Right.
So you gotta give them, if they gonna find you on Facebook, you gotta give them your government name because that's what you want on Facebook.
Yeah, I post everything. April 5th. Yeah, April 5th.
Okay.
I'm going to Akron, Ohio.
Cool.
To play.
All right.
Just a loft party.
Okay.
And then Chicago, New York, San Francisco. So it's a lot of good stuff.
Now tell them how to get you on Facebook for real. What's your name?
Just look me up, DJ Disc Detroit.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. All right, DJ Disc Detroit.
Or under Detroit D Sessions.
Yes. And you heard it here live in my house. DJ Disc Detroit, Deep Sessions, where vinyl is real. And you heard it here. Thanks a lot, man.
We bang deep, we spin deep.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
DJ
Is that it?
Disc. Detroit.
From Detroit to the world.
De Détroit au reste du monde.
From the ashes to the
Et des
clouds.
cendres et jusqu'aux nuages.
We are revolutionizing the movement
Nous sommes en train de révolutionner
of techno and house.
le mouvement techno et house.
From Detroit to the world.
From Detroit to the world.
From the ashes to the clouds.
From the ashes to the clouds.
We are revolutionizing the movement
We are revolutionizing the movement
of techno and house.
And this is a little bit of
From Detroit to the world.
DJ Disc Detroit.
From the ashes
Just a little
to the
sample of what he can do.
Et jusqu'aux nuages.
And that is the velvety voice of the late Aaron Carl.
Yes, it is.
The velvety voice.
House.
They're coming from all across America as Hump the Grinder presents the 2014 Detroit Hair Wars, the Salute to the Troops. Sunday, May 4th, 6:05 p.m. at the beautiful Adobe Hotel, formerly the Hyatt Regency in Dearborn, starring some of the greatest hair entertainers in the world. And they're about to tear that stage up. The Hair Wars Salute to the Troops, on a mission to entertain troops of military bases around the world. Sponsored by Ampro, Pro Style, and In My House Techno Music Show. Hump the Grinders Hair Wars, Sunday, May 4th at the Adobe Hotel in Dearborn, Michigan. Get your tickets and reserve your hotel rooms now for the big one. For more info, visit the website at www.hairwarsustour.com.
Stand by. All right, that was a message from our sponsor. Now we're going to listen to Robert Hood.
If it's not Drake and Lady Gaga, it's just time to reintroduce Detroit.
I'm Adam Shore with Cyan AV, here with Robert Hood. Robert, thanks for being here.
Thank you. I heard the voice, just rhythms in my head all the time when I was younger, and I would sort of just fantasize seeing myself playing music with a band playing an instrument, and so it was just like a fantasy. I never thought it would be a reality. So I come from a Motown family. My father, jazz musician. My mother sang with a group. They recorded a few local records, and so the music and the art is in the blood. I was a freelance artist. I did just logos, just whatever it took to make ends meet. And just kind of feeling my way around and just messing around with the drum machine. I wasn't a DJ. I played some records at a little local reggae club, but that was about it. I was just trying to do some searching around just to find my rhythm, and met a DJ, local Detroit DJ, Mike Clark, who did some recordings with Mike Banks and Jeff Mills and that whole collective, and so he introduced me to them from there. The first step was really just studying, paying attention. I felt like I was in class, just watching them and how they worked in the studio. They weren't processing me to be just a runaway techno DJ producer. They really wanted me to be trained and to go through the process correctly. I had my own ideas, that was separate from Jeff's direction, separate from Mike's direction, separate from even my original label, Hard Wax. I didn't really want to make such a hardcore sound. My idea was just stuck in repetitive rhythm, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't care anything about vocals. I didn't care much about samples. I just liked stripped down loops, and that's all I cared about. That was the rhythm that was going on in my heart, in my head. But at the same time, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just felt this calling, and I knew I had to do something that was original, not like Juan Atkins. Unlike Carl Craig or any of my predecessors, it had to be something original and something different. And so Implant gave me the universe I needed to just play around with different rhythms and find my space. It's so easy to get locked into what everybody else is doing, especially now you're going to parties over in Europe or over in Berlin, and you're hearing, I mean, all these great DJs, and it's easy to get influenced by all these great sounds, and all these ideas are coming at you. But you have to lock into your own identity and your own inner voice. And I get inspired by all these great DJs, DJ Pierre, you know, some cats from Chicago. But at the same time, I just said I have to be myself. I can't follow somebody else's footprints. Even Jeff's is great as a producer and a creative force as he is. I can't follow Jeff. You know, he's got his own thing. I have to get my own thing. And so I have to forge my own path. That's it. I have to look at what's going on, and then you see the world is changing. This is not 1992, it's not 1986, it's not 98. Where are you at now? And so you have to reinvent yourself and stay true to yourself, to stay true to your roots and be consistent. You know, initially I said to myself, you know, keep one pace, just keep your pace. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing and get lost out here. You know, just stay locked into your zone.
Robert Hood, thanks very much. I'm Adam Shore with Cyan AV.
And that was this week's Techno Talk, featuring the voice and the story by Mr. Robert Hood. In case you didn't know who he was, now you know. And this week's Techno Talk is sponsored by www.colorblindmagazine.com. Well, that wraps up today's show. I hope you enjoyed what you heard so far. We still got a little time to play some more music, though. And as always, the show playlist will be on our Facebook page and the website as well. And you can also see previous shows that we've had on our website, www.inmyhouse65.com. So I want to thank my family, DJ Dis Detroit, for being here. J. Michael Collins, who had to step away this week, but I still want to give him a shout out. Hump the Grinder over there on camera. Khalifiel, DJ Trump Tight for the In My House theme song. Hair Wars, Hump the Grinders Hair Wars US Tour for sponsoring. And again, Colorblind Magazine. So if you are a DJ, an artist, or producer, and you would like to be on this show, find us on Facebook under In My House 65. And next week in studio will be DJ, producer, Mr. Tink Thomas, and Detroit Jit Master Ronald Ford Jr. So until next week Wednesday, keep the music playing and keep it techno. That is Detroit Techno.